I'm dreading moving on to this topic. I'm dreading moving on to this topic, man.
You're a legend, bro.
I know. But I was not impressed. And for the listeners, I want to be very clear because of, YouTube rights and stuff like that. We will not be playing any songs. And this is another reason why we need to hurry get the Patreon going.
Yeah.
So for the paid listeners, because, obviously we can't on that platform. But Lil Wayne. Little fucking Wayne.
Weezy F baby.
Carter 6, man. So I'm gonna make this statement and then I'm gonna open up the floor. Because so I've listened to it. This was when you pulled up, that was my second time listening to it. So I've listened to it twice, and I'm just gonna be honest, I was not a fan. And there were some songs on there that was good, but if I just had to grade the whole project, or if I would recommend it to anybody else, nah. And I feel like he got to ditch the Carter title, man. He got to ditch it. Bro. I'm sorry. So, Lil Wayne.
That Carter title comes with expectations, though. Like,
yeah, it does.
Because he had a run with the Carter series, the whole entire series, bro. I remember Carter 2, like, I'm going to date myself here, but in high school, bro, hey, that's all they was playing. That's all we was playing all day. Every day.
Yeah.
Like,
and I want you to,
a whole 2 years.
And I want you to, because I'm gonna ask you what you think was the greatest Carter, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah, man, to your point, man, like, bro, the Carter 2, Carter 3, Carter 4, all the way up to 6, it was like, yo. But I think Wayne used the title of Carter, right, because he knows that's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Right. So. But, man, I would be willing to debate that after Carter, and this is me being lenient, after Carter 4, like, it started going downhill.
I will say, I don't think I listened to Carter 5. I might have gave it one run, maybe.
So I didn't deliberately listen to Carter 5. Like, I probably heard a song where I was like, oh, damn, that's the Carter?
Right.
Bet. But, bro, no.
And then, I mean, for this one, it's a few joints in there that's like, okay. Granted, they're with the features, and you know what I'm saying? It's feature heavy, so, and it's a lot of tracks too, bro. That's the other thing. It's a lot of songs on there.
So, but I don't want to ask you too, because I know you're more dialed in with the music business, right? So, because it is 19 tracks, but the album is still only an hour and 8 minutes. So,
damn. So there's
given that, given that, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, is it easy to get lost in the number of tracks versus how long the project is, or like, is it still too many tracks? You think
it still feel like a lot of tracks? Like when you listening to it, especially with the
dissect it. So like from your music brain, I want you to dissect the project from production to engineering to structure to like all of that. Like I want you to, you know what I mean?
Production,
because I don't know. I'm a novice.
Okay, so I'll say production wise, I personally liked it, but again, like I like old Wayne, and I feel like bars he was spitting in some of the bars. Like I was like, okay, he's still lyrical. He still got the metaphors and all that. Mm-hmm. The production was hit or miss. There's some songs that's like, okay, those beats, that's hard. And then there's some songs like what is this, bro?
You saw me, I pressed the skip button a couple times.
Yeah, and it was just like,
it was just a lot going on.
Yeah, it was just too much. Like we in the middle of a conversation and he just like, bro, what the nah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let you land because I'm gonna get into those tracks and I'm gonna name them. Fuck it. Because I was just like, man, what is going on? Yeah. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. But I feel like he was trying to like get back to that, I guess like that 2000s type of sound, like that early 2000s type of vibe. And on some of the songs he did it. Some of the songs had the cookout vibe, but it was just kind of all over the place in terms of just styles and like song structure. And you might, nowadays people doing 8 and 12 bar verses for the most part. maybe a 16. I feel like Wayne was probably putting some 32s in there.
hey, he was just talking.
He was just
it got to a point to where he was just rhyming.
Yeah,
and I was just like, all right, hey.
Now then,
what we talking about here?
that's another thing too. Granted, I only had that first listen, so I wasn't intently listening to the project.
Okay.
But a big thing with Wayne, he just be saying anything. Like, it don't be no topics.
And like you said, there was tracks where it made sense of just the ramble, but then there was tracks where it was like, okay,
right.
brother,
But I feel,
what are we doing here?
To what you were saying, I feel like it's more, he shouldn't have named it the Carter. He should have made it like a mixtape.
He should have used his government name. You would have had more success if you would have just named it your government name. Because bro, this and along with previous projects that he's had, bro, the rebrand started a long time ago. Yeah, the rebrand should have started a long time ago.
It did when he started doing that rock stuff. And all
this goes back to what we say about movies. Sometimes every movie don't need a sequel. Every movie does not need a part 2, a part 3, a part 4. Like, bro, sometimes, that original, just leave it there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what it should have been with the Carter series. You know what I mean? So now I will be honest. It did start out okay.
Right. It started.
So like tracks, because track 1 is, I won't say an interlude, but it ain't really a track. So whatever. The album legitimately starts, if you haven't listened to it yet, it starts at track 2, right? So track 2 was cool up to about track 6, right? But then when you get to track 7, I was just like,
it was a few skips.
Yeah. A few skips. Like the Lil Wayne and Bono. And look, Bono is a legend. Bono is a legend, but it just, like, what is this, prom queen? Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm cool on that.
I feel like he was taking like he was like, oh, How to Love, that was a hit. Let me do another one like that, but it didn't.
And that's what I was getting. And same sentiment. Like it was on some like, okay, I felt like these were refurbished tracks from like another session previously.
Yeah.
That you tried to make relevant and it just didn't hit the mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that song was one of them. Let me see what else. So the Cotton Candy song was straight, but like, bro, Flex Up, Island Holiday, Loki's Theme. If I played the guitar, get that shit the fuck out of here, bro. Hey, and that was in chronological order what I just said. Yeah, bro, throw that shit out, bro. There is no setting where I want to hear that song.
Yeah.
Or those songs, excuse me.
He got some fillers in there that he shouldn't have put in there.
So yeah, if I had to put a grade on the project, it would probably be a C-. And I'm giving him a C- off the strength of
the name. I'm not mad at that.
But less than half of the project I liked. And I don't think that's good for a man of his stature, an artist of his stature.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good.
I think for like, if he do the Carter, like if he was to come out with a Carter 7, I'm not mad at it, but just tailor it down, bro. Have it like 10 bangers, 10 to 12 bangers.
Yes.
12 might even be too much. Just like 10 bangers, bro.
Yes.
And just
have 12 interlude and you know what I mean, and something to go out on.
Yeah. But
nigga, I didn't hear no lighter flick.
Right.
Nothing.
You know when you hear that, it's up.
I know, and that's speaking more mixtape, right?
But still.
But damn.
Yeah, it's still like.
So now again, and the reason why I say C-, right? Because what you said earlier that we kind of glossed over, and that's my bad. But he did have some bars where I was like, you know what? These are good bars.
Yeah.
These are good bars. I didn't love the beats. I didn't love the engineering. I think the mix could have been a little bit better. Mm-hmm. It was some songs where I had to turn the bass on to be like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have to fuck with my settings.
Yeah, for sure.
I shouldn't have to modify things from my end to get the most sound out of a track. Right. So yes, he was fine lyrically, but man, I just wish he did some things different with the production, the engineering, the mixing, all that stuff. So,
but I mean, salute to Wayne. He a legend.
Is it funeral time for Wayne, or what's the verdict? I don't know. I don't know.
I would say he's obviously doing it for the love. Like, he just loves to make music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, hey, if you gonna still rock out, but you putting it out there, so people gonna critique it. You know what I'm saying? So
nah, man.
But, I mean, I don't think he cared too much.
Nah, and because the thing is that the project is gonna make whatever the projection is, the project's gonna make it back because people were anticipating this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
It's a good space to be in, to know that everybody's gonna listen to it at least once.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's like, as far as it being a project that we reference and go back to, I don't think this is that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think it's been that since Carter 3. But that's personal opinion.
Do you think it's getting to the point where it could hurt his legacy?
I don't think it hurts his legacy. But I do think it speeds up his irrelevance. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I do think this rushes the timeline of, okay, we're off Wayne. Yeah, because it's gonna get to a point where I don't want Wayne to fall into a light of, yo, he's trash. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you gotta, and I say that more so for like the newer generation.
Yeah, that's
obviously like too. You, me, and people who came before us who were at the inception of like Hot Boys, and then what turned into be Lil Wayne. We're never gonna jump ship,
right?
But like somebody if you're a person who's listening to this for the first time, your first time listening to Wayne was this project. God damn, I don't think you're off to a good start.
So I wouldn't have.
You know what I mean? Like, and for somebody else to be in the same room and be like, "Yo, man, Wayne is like that," and you're like, "Nigga, what?
Right?
Did you hear Carter 6?
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, to go to Carter 1. I think because of the newer generation, they're so quick to be rushed to judgment of, like, yo, okay, if this is what he was and this is what he turned into, hey, brother. Burn. You playing taps because it's like, damn. So, hey,
salute.
Hey, look, put a pin on the Carter. We did it, Wayne.
Mixtapes.
You did it. And I want to say Ice Man from Joe Budden Podcast. He was just saying, like, look, if Wayne just went the feature route for the rest of his life, I wasn't mad at that take.
I'm not mad at that.
I wasn't mad at that take. If you can come in and give me a 16, like, cool.
He was killing some feet. He had a run like a couple years ago where he was going crazy. Because I was starting to hear those rumblings like, oh no, I think Wayne fell off, And then out of nowhere, I was randomly just hearing songs and he was on them, and I was like, damn, like he's spitting, like he's going crazy. Mm-hmm. But I think, and that could be it too, just probably let somebody else pick the beats or let somebody else kind of guide.
Yeah.
Executive produce the project or something.
And bro, older people hate to do this, but yo, you might want to start tapping in with the current generation.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times we as you get older, you're like, oh, I don't need to listen to somebody young.
Right.
But like, yo, you might want to tap in with the younger generation.
Cause like the joint with Big X.
Cause they know. Yeah, the Big X track was fire.
The joint was hard.
Like, bro, tracks like that, like you need to tap in with whoever his team is or whoever their engineer team is,
right?
And feed off of that because that's what's gonna make the algorithm. Mm-hmm. Like this is like Wayne is at that point. And it's kind of like, yo, with LeBron in basketball, and I'm not trying to move it there, but that's just the easy segue always, because it's like, yo, same with LeBron. He was like, yo, I could put my head down and go to the rim every time, but I need to learn how to shoot.
Right.
I need to learn how to hit that fadeaway.
Right.
I need to learn how to hit free throws. Yeah. And so, like, Wayne, the same thing. You need to learn what speaks to the current market.
Yeah.
You need to have some tools in your toolkit, man, or you're gonna get left behind.
Hey, that's where the ego and the pride come in.
Gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Gotta know when to hold them. Gotta know when to fold them. You feel me? But nah, salute the Wayne, man. Hey, look, go listen to the Carter 6 for yourself. You may have a different viewpoint than I do or we do or whatever, but yeah, I wasn't impressed. There was some songs I saved, and I will go give it a third listen. You know what I mean? But Yeah, nah, I'm cool on that and the Carter series. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it.
Nah, 1, 2, and 3
Yeah,
specifically,
sure.
they can still get spun.